In this video, I'm going to explain to you steps 8 and 9 of the chemical calculations procedure. First of all, I will need to explain to you what the limiting reactant and excess are. This is also explained in unit 5.3 of your textbook. And at the end, I'll come back to this procedure and explain how you calculate exactly. We'll use the analogy of the cheese sandwich. To make a cheese sandwich, you need one slice of cheese for 2 slices of bread. So I start with 2 slices of cheese and 6 slices of bread, and I can make 2 sandwiches, as you can see. For those 2 sandwiches, I'll need 4 slices of bread. I started with 6 slices of bread, so I'm left with 2. The cheese is my limiting reactant, stopping me from making more sandwiches. The bread is in excess and I'm left with 2 slices, meaning I've got 2 slices in excess. Excess means that you have too much of a product. In Dutch we use the word overmaat. And you'll be asked to either calculate how much is in excess or which product is in excess. Or you'll be asked to calculate what is the limiting reactant. So which of the product is not in excess, which of the product limits the reaction. So where do you have just enough, or just enough, which too little basically, to let the reaction go further. The limiting reactant stops your reaction basically. When that is finished, the reaction stops. We'll in figure 5.3.1 you can see this as well. Oops, back up. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm not starting this video once again. You see the reaction between calcium carbonate and HCl, and that's in figure 5.3.1. And you see that the calcium carbonate is represented by a cross, and you have 6 crosses in the first illustration, and 6 little balls representing the hydrochloric acid. Then the reaction starts, and 2 balls of hydrochloric acid disappear, but only 1 cross disappears, because you only need 1 calcium carbonate for 2 HCl, for hydrochloric acid. Moving on, another 2 balls disappear, and 4 crosses remain. Lastly, all the hydrochloric acid is gone, all the balls have gone, but we are still left with 3 calcium carbonate, meaning that the hydrochloric acid is the limiting reactant because it gets used up before the calcium carbonate, and the calcium carbonate is in excess. For people who want to see what this reaction looks like in real life, I've added a video on the right-hand side with the YouTube link. Now, moving back to the chemical calculation procedure, how do we calculate this? So I'm going to work up from step 9. Say I need to calculate the excess. I need to calculate how much I have available, maybe that's given, and I need to calculate how much is needed with that limiting reactant. So to calculate the amount needed, I'm going to use step 1 till 7. So first of all, I need to know my reaction equation. For the substances used, we need the MR values. Then we calculate, we check which mass is given, which mass is asked. That we have done automatically, otherwise we wouldn't know what we need to calculate. From the mass given, I'd say we start with the amount of limiting reactant. So you choose your limiting reactant, it's maybe given. You calculate the amount of moles of that limiting reactant. Then we use the mole ratio. We use how much moles are needed of the amount of the substance in excess. And then we go back and calculate the mass of that substance in excess. So then we know, okay, we have a certain amount available minus the amount needed. In the figure 5.3.1, basically that would mean we know that we have 6 crosses available to start with. We only need 4 of them, no, 3 of them, sorry, 3 of them. And so we can calculate 6 minus 3 equals 3. To go back with all the steps, so we have the balanced reaction equation where we see that 1 calcium reacts with 2 hydrochloric acids. We calculate the MR value. The mass given of the limiting reactant, we can see already that the limiting reactant is the HCl. So we are given a certain amount. We calculate the moles. We use the mole ratio 1 to 2. We calculate then the mole needed of the calcium carbonate. That means that if we have 6 hydrochloric acids, we'll need 3 calcium carbonates. And then we go and calculate the excess. 6 minus 3 equals 3. The limiting reactant we calculate, it says check by comparing the amount available with the amount needed. So if we need more than we have available, that will give us the limiting reactant. In question problem 8 and 9, this is R, so you can practice with these calculations, and I will record a separate video on problem 8 and problem 9 explaining, and you've also got your reactions or the elaborations in the red booklet.